following up. CC Crippen in the building. All right. Show no joke. Let's get straight to it. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. The boy Gene Squill is now being sued by Misa Hilton. All right. So if you didn't hear, you heard it here. Choke no joke. Your boy Gene Squill is now being sued by Misa Hilton. She filed the lawsuit, and I think I heard she got the Cochran firm. Rest in peace to Johnny Cochran. But yeah. So she's suing Gene Deal for defamation and harassment. Right? You know, Gene Squirrel's such a liar. You know what I'm saying? If you go check out my Instagram right here, real choke, no joke. I just put a little montage together of his lies where he tried to see that he wasn't harassing her it, uh and he didn't say that, uh allegedly that Anthony Wolf Jones was Justin's father. So I dropped a little something for y'all right here on Instagram at Real Choke No Joke. Make sure you get that and go check that out after the show because I stopped playing other people content over here for the most part, right? But that is courtesy of the Art of Dialogue, right? Um, Last year, Gene was on the Art of Dialogue saying uh, that Wolf mother was saying that she heard that allegedly that Wolf was Justin's father. This all comes from Gene Dale, right? And nobody else could have on the internet, no YouTuber that I'm sure don't know Wolf's mother, rest in peace, Miss Jones. But Gene said that Miss Jones was telling Gene that she was hearing that Wolf was Justin's father, and Gene said that well, we could find out easily, because Wolf's other son, I mean Wolf's son, pardon me, Wolf's son was staying with Justin, and he was telling Miss Jones that, um, according to Gene, he was telling Miss Jones that if she wanted to know if Justin was Wolf's son, you know, Wolf's son was staying with Justin in California. All she had to do was get them two to take a blood test or do a DNA swab. And she was like, "No, Gene, I would never do that. I would never do that." Gene said he volunteered to do it. He's like, "I'll do it. I'll do it." She was like, "No, Gene, no. No, Gene, don't you do that, Gene. No." Right? Then Gene goes on the Art of Dialogue this week and he drops a video talking about, "Oh man, I never said that. I never said that. Misa, why you saying I said that? I never said that." And she kindly asked Gene, "Yo, Gene, keep my name out your mouth. Please. Please stop harassing me. Stop bringing me up. Stop telling these stories." You know what I'm saying? I never said that. I never said that. But you go last year on the Art of Dialogue. I don't know if Gene getting old and can't remember, but he's the one that went and told the story that Miss Jones said that she heard that, and he offered her to go to LA and swab the both of them and get a DNA test for her. And she told him, "Gene, you better not do that." Now, many of you people out here talking about, "Oh, Gene is the truth. Gene never lies. Gene's story never changes." Yeah, just like he said he saw the check for Pac and then said he didn't see the check, right? Now he goes after this woman, me said, kindly asks Gene, she gave him fair warning. "Yo, stop talking about me. Keep my name out your mouth." Gene last year talking about, "Yeah, well, you owe me $250. You'd have gave my $250, right?" So this week he comes out and says, I never said that. I never said that. I didn't say nothing. It was a YouTuber that put that out there that said that, Wolf was Justice father. I didn't say that, so and he said, why would I say that? Because I knew I was there when they got the DNA test. And I mean, they did a paternity test, and Puff was mad because he had to pay Misa all that money because he wasn't giving her nothing. That's what he said this week. Last year, he was ready to go swab uh, two young men and get a DNA test for Wolf mother. Now this year, he, he knew it wasn't true because Diddy got a paternity test and he had to pay me all this money. And yeah, Misa, if you would have gave me my $750, whoa, nigga, you just said last year she owed you $250. Now it's $750. Is that monthly interest? Is that 12 months of monthly interest, nigga? You just said it was $250 last year. Now, 2 days ago, she owed you $750. Bro, are you getting old timers over there? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. Like this nigga Gene got more interest than leasing a car. This nigga went last year from $250 to this year $750. Then he went from he never said that. He always knew that because Diddy went and got a paternity test and he was mad because he had to pay her all this money to, from he offered to go and swab these two men himself and could do a DNA test. What? But don't take my word for it. All you Gene Dale bootlickers, Gene's story never changes. Don't argue with me. Go to my Instagram and look at the video yourself. Since y'all want to say Gene never lied, Gene's story never changed, Gene didn't say that, I'm not going to argue with you dumb niggas no more. My thing now is I'll give you the evidence. You go look at it. Ain't nothing for me to argue with you dumb clucks about no more because y'all stay capping for this rat bastard, this internet rat, right? So now y'all can just go and watch because there's no reason for me to argue with you anymore. Right? But shout out to Misa. You know, um, hopefully she'll get peace from Gene Dale's mouth now. And then he threatened her with some other stuff to expose her with some other stuff with some other people, some other place. He like after she asked him nicely, yo, Gene, just chill. She even made a post and took it down because she wasn't trying to make it a big thing. Asked him nicely. And what did he do? He went right on the internet right after she asked him and just kept blabbering. And she asked the man to stop harassing him. And he kept on. So when it come to harassment, he's not going to beat that with all the videos he made about her, especially the one saying last year that, Wolf mother said she heard that and how he was going to go to LA for her and get a DNA test. Like, nigga, who the hell is you? DNA diagnostics? You Maury Povich? Like, Gene Maury Povich deal. He gonna go and get a paternity test against Misa Hilton's authority, against Diddy's authority, and he think he could just go fly to LA and get Justin and Wolf's son to do a swab for him, and he gonna go and get a paternity test. Who is this nigga? Who did Gene Squirrel think he is? Maury? Okay, Maury. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna argue with all you Gene Deal bootlickers. Y'all go watch the video for y'all get in here and start talking about, he didn't say that. Gene is the truth. Gene never lied. Okay, Maury, you got it. I'm not gonna say and argue with none of y'all no more. All y'all gotta do is go to my Instagram and y'all can argue with the niggas in the comments that still capping for this nigga, even after they watch him say it they goddamn self, right? On